Hi, and welcome to Engineering Essentials AutoCAD Instruction. In this episode, I'll be taking you through some assembly basics. What you see here are several parts that make up an assembly. The assembly is shown in the isometric view, so we see how all the parts are supposed to fit together, but they're not that way now. So what we need to do is move them into position. Now, these are all parts that have been drawn in other files. So what you do to get them into one file is just open up the part file and copy and paste it into the assembly file. So it's really easy. So now what we're going to do is move them into their functional position. Now the only tricky thing here is to find the right base point. So when you use the move command, you need to find a point on the first part that matches up with a point on the second part. And not only that, they have to be object snap points. So let's try that. So I'll use the move command. And let's say I want to move this part to here. You can see there's a hole in the center plate and a hole in the end bracket. So we want to match those up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one and use this point here, which is the center of the hole, and match it up with the center of the hole for the center plate. All right, so now they're in a functional position. So now let's move this, the center plate and the end bracket, and move it down onto the base. So we'll move all of those. And this point here, which a screw goes through, matches up with that point. So we will take this point and move it there. There you go. And now let's move the screw into position. So this one is a little more tricky, but the bottom of the screw, the bottom of the head of the screw, and let me take that off, the tracking off. The bottom of the screw matches up with the bottom of the countersink. So that's what I'm going to use as my base point. So I'm going to use the midpoint of the bottom of the head and put it right here. There you go. So assemblies are just as easy as that. You got to find places that match up on one piece and the other. All right, so the next thing would be cleanup. So you notice that, especially in the screw area, that there's a lot of lines overlapping, and the visible lines of the screws need to be hidden, unless you're going to use a section view. So we need to do a lot of cleanup in assemblies. There's a couple things to go over. If you want to change layers, all you do is you click on the line and then click the layer that you want it to go on. All right, so now that's a hidden line. And if you need to clean up, sometimes it's not easy because there's lines going overlapping. You just have to decide which one you need to get rid of to make it look clear. I mean, that's your goal. You want it to look clear. So you would get in and erase. So this, the hole really is not necessary. We know there's going to be a hole there. So if I was to do this assembly, I would just get rid of all the lines that have to do with the hole. And so that's something that you need to decide. So the next thing we need to do is to balloon the assembly. Let's say that we were all completed with it. We would need to locate and identify all the parts in the assembly. Now in the tutorial in the book, it shows you how to create a leader that will do that. But we'll go through that really quickly. So we'll get in and create a new leader. We'll call it balloon. And I spelled that wrong. There we go. And what you want to do is make the content a circle. There you go. And just get in there. I think the landing we want to get rid of. So we will get rid of the landing. And that should be good. Let's see how that works. All right, so we'll do a new leader. And I don't know what part number it is, but we'll just put a 1 in there, and there you go. So you have your balloon. Now you can adjust where this attaches to the balloon, right? I usually like to have it down at the bottom, but you can choose where you want to attach it. And the tutorial will show you how to do that. And of course, we want this to be on our dimension layer. And my computer is locking up. All right, so let's put that on the dimension layer. There we go. And we can do another one. So we'll put another one on. And of course, I forgot to put it on the dimension layer first, but we can always take care of that. All right, now the thing with balloons is that you want them to be lined up, either horizontally or vertically. And the nice thing about multi-leaders is that you can do that. So in the leader command, you can align your leaders. So we'll do that. They want you to choose the multi-leaders to align, and then the one that you want to align it with. So you can see how that works. All right, so that's really all there is to assemblies. Have fun and explore. See you in the next episode.